A very good afternoon to all my students. Mr. Padula Parthi, Sandeep, Gurvinder, Anu, Amit, Ravi Kumar, everyone. Welcome to the class, children. So today we are going to start with Unit 2 of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Good afternoon, Priti, and all the students who have joined with us. Many students are joining on the portal. Let me see their names. All right. Yes, Sakshi. All right. Anu Kumari, a very good afternoon, children. So I want to ask you students, have you revised what we have done in the previous class? Shobheg Mantri, good afternoon, Jan. Akshat Jain. So we have already completed Unit 1 in the previous class. Tanisha, Molly, Karan, all of you, welcome to the class, children. And now we'll be starting with Unit 2. So children, Unit 2 is basically all about your relationship between the partners among themselves and how they are related with the outsiders. Okay? And what are the consequences about the liability? This chapter is whole about powers, duties, and liabilities of the partners. If they fail to fulfill their liabilities, then what happens? Sale of goodwill. Okay, Padula Bharti, this is the chapter in which we will be discussing about the sale of goodwill also. So welcome to the class, everyone. And we start a new chapter, that is relationship of partners today. This chapter talks about the mutual rights and duties, how they are related with the third parties. What is the implied authority of a partner? What does the implied authority means? Means what is within the powers of the partner, how they can behave, what they can do, and what are the statutory restrictions on the same. Partners coming in and going out means what is the admission of a partner and how the retirement of a partner is affected. So I remember we have started this chapter in the previous class wherein we have just briefly discussed about the general duties of partners. So I hope you all remember what are the duties of the partners. Quickly write down in the chat box what are the duties of the partners. Write any 4 duties, 3 to 4 duties. Write any 3 to 4 duties of the partners. Indemnify the firm for the loss. Great. What do you mean by that, indemnifying the loss? Who is required to indemnify the firm for the loss? Miss Avani, Sakshi, all of you, your comments are visible, so you can write your queries here whenever you have it. Indemnifying the firm for loss means if because of you as a partner, the firm has suffered any loss, then you need to compensate the firm. You need to pay back the firm for those losses. All right. So everyone has written all the points correctly. That makes me feel proud that the students have revised the content. Kanal, Molly, Arun, everyone, good points. Vindhya, Sarla Devi, all right, good. Responsibility of losses, very nice. So they should not be just interested in the profits, they should also take responsibility of the losses. What is Mohit saying? Okay. Sandeep Thakur, good. All right. Can you explain the example for 4th point? So Padula Parthi, when we'll open the module, then you remind me, we will be doing all the examples also. Okay. They should be just and faithful. They should compensate the firm. Excellent answers given by all of you. What is Prince writing? After that, their duty is to attend the duties diligently. That means it is their responsibility to be very regular in performance of the duties. You cannot be acting as a sole proprietor that I'm just bothered about my work, my business. You have to work unanimously with the firm together. The partners assign more of the share to some other party? No, they cannot assign their share to some other parties. How it happens? It happens in the section 29 when we have to read before the minor, where we understand how the transfer of partners' properties happen. So these were the duties which we have briefly discussed in the previous class. Now let's start with the rights of the partners. So what is the right of a partner? Don't you think that you have joined a firm, you have joined as a partner? Remember in the previous class, while we were ending the class, I told you now we will be understanding how we are related to each other, how we have to do the business, how we have to do the work. We should be having a cordial relationship among each other. हमें मिल बांट कर अच्छे से काम करना है. अगर हमारा रिलेशन ही ठीक नहीं है तो हम एक पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म रन नहीं कर सकते. So you have to be very honest. Just and faithful means trustworthy होने चाहिए. झूठ नहीं करना है, फ्रॉड नहीं करना है, बिकॉज आप किसी और के साथ ओनर बनकर बिजनेस कर. So first right given to the partner is right to take part in the conduct of the business. Now, if I ask you a question that there are three partners, Mr. A, B, and C, and whatever business is being done, B and C only takes a decision and they go and do the dealers, D, E, F. They themselves go and meet all the dealers and they don't consult A at all. उसको पूछते ही नहीं है, उससे बात ही नहीं करते. You know what kind of right he has? He can ask for the dissolution of the firm. He can file a case also in the court. He can ask for his accounts. He can ask for that because it is a right given to him under the Indian Partnership Act that he has to be consulted. He has to participate in the conduct of the business. You cannot prohibit a partner that you are my partner, but unless and until it is a sleeping partner, story is different. Sleeping partner to khud hi keh rahe na, I'm a sleeping partner. I'm not actively engaged in the business. But for any other partner, he has full right to take part in the conduct of the business. Conduct of the business means how you're doing the business. He has the right to be consulted, to be conducted. Right to be consulted का क्या मतलब है? You're just asking B, C and other partners, but you're not asking A at all. He's not being given the rights to take part in the business. He's not being consulted. Will he like to be a partner with you? आप खुद सोच के मुझे बताओ कि अगर आप ऐसी पार्टनरशिप फर्म ज्वाइन करते हो, वैसे तो आप पार्टनर्स हो, प्रॉफिट शेयर करते हो, बट आपको कोई कंसल्ट ही नहीं कर रहा, आपको कोई पूछ ही नहीं रहा, डिसीजन मेकिंग में ही नहीं बुला रहा. Is it good? No, ma'am, it's not good. We have the right to be consulted. Okay? All right, good. Right to access the books. You cannot say that the partners will not see the books. I will only keep the books of accounts. Access होना means उनके पास उनको permission है books of accounts को देख. You have full right to access the books. Right to remuneration. Salary मिलने का right है partners को. They can get a remuneration if it is decided in the partnership. Right to share the profits. In what ratio we share as per the partnership deed. And if it is not there, then equally they have to share the profits. Do we need to give the IOC, interest and capital? अब ये सारी बातें आपने accounts पे पढ़ी हुई हैं. Practically you have done all these things. Remember that to IOC A, B, C, we have to give interest and capital. Very good, Ravi Kumar. So then you can avoid it also. Interest on advances. How do you give interest on advances? If it is decided, then that rate, otherwise 6% per annum is the interest given on the advances. Now, sometimes the firm has borrowed loans from Mr. A for 10,000. So this is an advance given by A. On this, he will be paid interest at the rate of 6% per annum. This is known as interest on advances. Now, in the previous, it was a duty to indemnify the firm. But there is a right to be indemnified. Means as a partner, you have a right to be indemnified. When do you think the partner needs to be indemnified? पार्टनर ने तो मैम आपने बता दिया था कि लॉस को कंपनसेट करना है, इंडेमनिफाई करना है. पार्टनर को क्यों इंडेमनिफाई होने की जरूरत? When does the partner needs to be indemnified? So, for example, the fire occurred in the partnership firm business, and Mr. A jumped into the fire to save all the files and everything. So, Mr. A suffered huge injuries and, problems in this. So, he has the right to be compensated for this. The firm should give him money because he has put his life at stake in order to save firm's files, or he has done something for the firm. All right, then you have to give certain compensation. This is known as right to be indemnified. Clear? Now let me show you all these rights. When they don't take his consultation, yes, Padula Party, if you don't consult and you lead to loss, then it is a loss of partner because he has the full right to be consulted. He can tell you he needs to be given the advice. All these things have to be taken care of. Let me just open the module for you. I hope it's now visible to all of you. So these are your mutual rights and duties. We will take all these examples from the study material. Number one, there was a transaction between the partners for sale and purchase of the business, and one of them is better acquainted with the accounts than the other. So we were having a sale and purchase of a share in the business, and we are going to sell our shares. We are going to sell the business to somebody else, and one partner is having good knowledge about the accounts than the other. Then it is his duty to disclose all the material facts. आप सोचो कि वो पार्टनर बता ही नहीं रहा, आपको क्वेश्चन आ सकता है केस स्टडी बेस्ड दैट वन ऑफ द पार्टनर इज हाइडिंग द फैक्ट्स, ही इज नॉट शेयरिंग द फुल इंफॉर्मेशन. Then you will say under section 9, it is the general duty of partners to disclose all the information, whatever is for the greatest common advantage of. Okay. Then example number 2 says right to take part in the conduct. Suppose the management power of the partner is interfered and he has been wrongly precluded from participating. So one of the partner, Mr. A, I told you he was not allowed to participate. Can court interfere? The answer is yes. Affirmative का मतलब होता है yes. यहाँ पे लिखे ना बेटा, the answer is affirmative. इसको लिख लो. It means the answer to this question is yes. The court by an injunction restrain the other parties from doing so. Means आप रोक लगा सकते हो बाकी partners को कि आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. You cannot stop one partner from participating in the management of the business. So by injunction, you can restrain the other partners and you can put a restriction. Also, you can request for the dissolution or you can file a case for the accounts without seeking dissolution. However, these are applicable only if there is no contract to the contrary. Okay, then right to be consulted is clear to everyone. It's in Acha. Now, this is important. In case of the routine matters, majority of the partners can be consulted, but they must act in good faith and every partner should be consulted as far as practically possible. Majority rule will not apply if there is major change in the nature of the firm's business. There unanimous consent. So if it is a routine matter, then even majority of the partners are present there. So the things can happen. But if it is an important big decisions like changing the nature of the business, आपने क्या business करना है, क्या काम करना है, उसी को बदल रहे हो, then unanimous consent. What is the meaning of unanimous consent? Means consent of all the partners would be required. Clear this point. Right to access the books. Every partner must be given the right to check the books of accounts and right of a legal heir. Now, this is also important. Section 12, clause E. If a partner dies, then his legal heirs means if the father is there, father dies, then his son will give the right to all the books access and inspect the copies because share of profit will be given to the legal representatives of the deceased person. So if there is any of the partner who is no longer there, then his legal representatives or the authorized agents who are acting, they will get the right to access the books and also the profits. All these mutual rights and liabilities, they're just given here. Right to remuneration. What is the meaning of right to remuneration? Generally, children, no partner gets the remuneration. हम salary थोड़ी ना देते हैं. हम तो partners को क्या देते हैं? What do you give to the partners? Do you give a salary or what do you give? Tell me quickly in the chat box. What is given to the partners as a return? To the shareholders, they get dividends on the share capital. Sole proprietors earning the profits and employees get the salary. And what does the partners get? Share of profits. Excellent. Excellent, all of you. Partners are given share of profits. Very good, Preeti, Sarla Devi, all of you. And if there is losses, then also the partners have to contribute. Of course, it says it's not that just you have to eat the profits, you will have to compensate towards the losses also. So generally, you don't give any remuneration to the partners. Just because they're doing business, you don't get a salary. It's your responsibility, it's a duty, you're earning profit out of that. But if you have made an express agreement that yes, we want to give a remuneration, then you can give remuneration. Or it is a continued usage of the firm that person is specifically given a remuneration, where it is customary to give a remuneration for conducting. For example, the partner is a lawyer also, there is a chartered accountant, and that partner is a lawyer also, and he's managing all your legal stuff. So you say that for this legal advisory work, we will give you a salary. Okay. Right to share the profits. The partners are entitled to share the profits equally and also contribute towards the losses equally. इस line को underline कर लो. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ अपने profits include losses, children. Okay. And how this rights is determined as per the agreement that they have made. If there is no agreement, then equality rule will apply, and burden of proving that the shares are unequal lies with the party. There is no connection between the proportion in which the partners will share the profits and the proportion in which they have contributed the capital. Very interesting question. One of the partners says, ma'am, I bought so much of furniture and TV and ACs from the home, so I should get more profits. So if you have agreed in the partnership ratio that in the partnership agreement how you have to give the profits, then you follow that. Otherwise, it does not matter. Now it is firm's property. Okay, you don't have to be so hyped up about that it's my property, I should get more profits. There is no connection between the profits that you get and the profits and the capital contributions made. Interest and capital clear है, advances clear है, advances में एक ही point था 6% per annum underline कर लेना. Right to be indemnified also explained. The performance of an act in an emergency protecting the firm from the losses, the liability or act as imprudent man would make the act to perform. So this is a very, very important provision. Many a times the question comes from this. That is right to be indemnified. किसी partner को compensate करना किस चीज के लिए? For any liability that he has incurred in the conduct of the business or during the acts of the emergency. So if such a question comes, you can simply write the acts of emergency. That is the case that we have just discussed related to fire occurred in the firm and then you jumped into the fire and you saved the files. In partnership, is there any possibility of hereditary mention? No, child, there is not that under HUF, so whosoever has born in the family, they become the members. But here, the child born in the family does not become a partner automatically. There is a process to be followed for the admission of a partner, and also a minor cannot be a partner unless Section 50 is followed. Clear, children? Okay, somebody is asking a question. Yes, Arjun. Molly is writing official. Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. There is no section called Section 12 Clause B in Indian Partnership Act.
Yeah, there is no. So whatever clauses they have given, we only follow that.
Okay. And ma'am, interest ma'am, interest on capital is an expense, so it is debited to profit and loss PL appropriation account. So the firm have to give all the interest accumulated from all the partners to all the partners, no?
Yes, to all the parties.
And in case of drawings, it is being credited, so it is being credited in PL appropriation account.
Sorry?
matlab kya hai?
Sorry. Yes. But you don't have to go into P&L appropriation and partnership in law. That is your practical accounts thing that you make. Bacha.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. So rest, let's continue further. I can't see any more. Remuneration is given generally, not given. Yes, Akshit Jain, generally remuneration is not. Now let's move to another right to indemnify the firm. ये तो हमने अभी पढ़ा था. अगर willful neglect के आपकी गलती से firm को कोई loss हो रहा है, then it is your right also and it is your duty also to compensate the firm if the firm has suffered any loss because of your actions or behaviors. Then let's jump to the partnership property. What is the meaning of partnership property? Now this is very, very interesting topic. Partnership property is also known as partnership assets. It is also known as partnership assets or it is also known as partnership assets or it is known as partnership joint stock, common stock, joint estate. All these things tell you about the rights, properties and interests which are attached to the firm and all the partners collectively which they are entitled. The property which belongs to the firm is partners' property. Now, ये होता क्या है joint estate, joint property? Number one is all the properties, rights and interests which the partners may have bought as common stock. So you can write down with the pencil over here. It's a capital investment brought in by the partners. So the first thing which is partnership property is all the capital. A contributed 10,000, B contributed 10,000, C contributed 10,000. So 30,000 is the partnership property. Jitna capital wo log lekar aaye, it becomes the partnership property. Whatever assets you have purchased after starting the business. So A purchased chairs and tables for the office. B has purchased the air conditions. C has placed all the lights and fans. So all these lights, fans, air conditions and table chair becomes the partnership property. ये नहीं कहना कि ये मेरी property है. जब आप business के लिए लेकर आए हो property, तो वो joint estate, joint property बन जाती है partners. And third is the goodwill of the business. So what is goodwill? You have to tell me. So many questions you do on goodwill, so much of expertise you have in class 11th and 12th. Why don't you tell me, ma'am, what is the meaning of goodwill? Raise your hands and tell me. Avni, does indemnify the firm means indemnifying the other parties? Yes, Miss Avni. When you are indemnifying the firm, तो the firm बनी किससे? Partners से तो firm बनी है बच्चा. So that means you're indemnifying the partners also. Good, Sakshi. That was correct answer. Yes, Nikhil.
Goodwill is reputation of market reputation of partnership firm.
Excellent, beta. Excellent. Yes, Gurvinder. Miss Gurvinder. Okay, Pooja.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Goodwill is reputation of business, ma'am. All partners.
Excellent. So all of you put your hands down. Well answers given by Pooja and who was the other one? Gurvinder and so well done. So goodwill means the reputation of the business. Sarla, you want to add something further? Yes, Sarla.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is established a reputation of a business regarded as a quantifiable asset and calculated as per its value when it is sold.
Yes, but goodwill is a very complicated term which is not actually defined under the partnership, but we try to understand it from the different questions and variation in the cases. All right. So I am a tea seller and there is a famous चाय की दुकान वाला यहाँ पे Mr. Ramu is having. From last 15 years, he's having this tea shop. And every day, the office people, in the morning hours, people are having, after their breakfast, they come for tea. During the evenings, they come for tea. And this person is having so much rush all the time. Now, if I have opened the stall at the same place, it's because of the goodwill, the reputation that this person has built over the number of years. That is why people are going to it. So whatever reputation, or whenever he'll be selling this business, he will be charging for this goodwill also. So for example, I only purchase this business from him. So he will sell me all the assets of the firm, plus he will charge me for the goodwill, because all the customers which were going to him earlier will now be coming to me. So that is why it is said that the goodwill is also part of the partnership property. So have you written three things? Capital, all the assets purchased, and goodwill is known as partnership property. But whether a particular property is the partnership property or not, that is very interesting. Just because you're using it for the purpose of the firm, it will not become partnership property. Now, what does it mean? Now, there are three partners, A, B, and C. And A's wife is a very good cook. So she likes to cook all these samosas, jalebis at home only. I don't know what South Indian people, they will be more interested in the dosas and idlis. So A's wife is a very good cook. So A generally tell B and C, whenever we have a meeting, they said that we'll come to your house and we will sit in your house and we will have all the meetings and partnership. Why? Because they know that we will get good tea and good stuff to eat at A's house. Everybody listen very carefully. I'm going to ask you questions. So everyone is interested in going to A's house, and all the partners generally go to A's house in a particular drawing room. They sit and they have these tea, coffees and samosas, and they do the business meetings. Now, ma'am, you told us wherever the partners are doing the business, that becomes the partnership property. Please tell me, can we say A's house is also partnership property because we are conducting business from there? Yes or no? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Sangram, Bindya, Kausar, Molly, Prabha, Tanya, Dolce. Everybody says no, ma'am. Why? Because that is partner's property. You're using it for the purpose of business. Pari Hindi में. परी इससे ज्यादा हिंदी बेटा मैं क्या बोलूं? चाय समोसे खा रहे हैं हम ए के घर में जाकर, तो क्या ए का हाउस पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी बन जाएगी? आप बताओ मुझे परी. हिंदी में तो बताया मैंने यहाँ. एंड सभी बच्चों ने सही आंसर दिया. एवरीबडी हैज गिवन द करेक्ट आंसर. नो इज द करेक्ट आंसर. क्लियर है बेटा? ओके. बट at the same time, if A has kept a particular room which he has kept for business, and now in this room we are having regular business meetings, then you can convert the property of the partner, and from that date it will become the partnership property. आप चाहो तो आप अपने घर के किसी कोने को या किसी पर्टिकुलर प्लेस को आप पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो, बट जस्ट बिकॉज योर बिजनेस इज बीइंग कंडक्टेड ओवर देयर, it will not make it a partnership property. And then it talks about section 14, goodwill. Goodwill is a subject matter of contracts, but this section does not define it. It is easy to understand, but difficult to define. It's a reputation. So, ma'am, what we have to write, if examiner gives you 2 marks question, goodwill is the value of reputation of the business built in respect of the profits earned as well as expected above the normal level in future, belonging to the same class of business. So this bookish language you will have to learn in order to interpret your answer if you get this kind of question. Goodwill is always a part of partnership property. It can be sold along or with other properties. Any partner may sell the goodwill, can make an agreement with the buyer that the partner will not carry on the business similar to that under section 27. Now, I was telling you that I have hold a tea stall and Ram was having a chai stall, Ramu's chai stall. So now this Mr. Ramu has hired Mr. Karan as his worker. So he has built so much of reputation over the years. Now Karan, his employee, leaves his shop And can Mr. Karan open the same tea stall within the same local limits and try to solicit customers? Can he do that? Section 27 puts a restriction on trade under this thing. If you are a partner with someone or some employees working with you, or you're a partner with a person, then you cannot carry on the similar business. Then you cannot carry on the similar business within the local limits in which you're doing the business or for the particular period. 2 साल के लिए 3 साल के लिए मना कर सकता है, बट अगर वो बोले 10-15 साल के लिए मना कर दिए, then it is unreasonable restrictions that cannot be imposed. And property of a partner, I told you, any property which is exclusively belonging to a person, it will not become the property of partnership because it is being used. किसकी property हमने use करी थी अभी? Everyone answer me. A's property, because the wife is cooking food very nicely. So does A's property become the partnership property? The answer is no. Application of the partnership property. Please use the partnership property only and only for doing the business and not for any other. You cannot say that I have a function in the house and let me do the catering in the partnership property. You cannot do that. You cannot have your personal events over there. You can only use the partnership property for the partnership purpose and not for any other purpose. So we have done the duties, we have done the rights, we have done the partnership property. Section 14 defines what is the partnership property, capital, assets, and goodwill. Goodwill is not defined, but we have understood with the help of examples. And section 15 tells about the application of the partnership property, how it has to be applied. Okay. Now let's understand, let's do one question. So this is the question which I want each one of you to read this question and try to give the answers in the chat box. Everybody is going to read this question and frame their answers. Everyone has to answer. All right, let's see all those who have written the answers. So simply writing no, he cannot, you have to give proper answers, children. Okay, Tanisha, Nikhil. No, ma'am, partnership deed does not mention his remuneration and salary. Very good. Cannot claim. Shobheg Mantri, good. Shri Krishna, you can write down the answers in the chat box. I'm reading it. Okay, Mohit. Very good students. Anukumari, Rachna, Arjun. Arjun, you have written the wrong section. So I would urge you and request you students, please don't write the sections. If you don't know the correct section, no need to learn the sections and write the sections. You can simply write down as per the provisions of Indian Partnership Act. So here they are partners. Sonu as a partner in the firm, he is actively engaging in day-to-day activities. There is a tradition that all the active partners will get a monthly remuneration of 20,000, but there is no express agreement. After the admission, they continued getting the salary, but no salary was given to Soni. Soni claimed his remuneration, but denied by the partners, saying that there is no express agreement. Now, we have just concluded under section 13, clause A. You will simply write as per the provisions of Indian partnership. That is also fine. They will not get the remuneration for taking part, but this rule can be varied by an express agreement. अभी बताया मैंने आपको कि express agreement से हम इसे change कर सकते हैं. A partner can claim a remuneration even in the absence if it has been paid under the continued usage of the funds. So in other words, where it is customary to pay the partner for conducting the business, he can claim it even if there is no contract. So if existing partners are getting children, he is also joining as a working partner. Why you don't want to give him the remuneration? He will also get the remuneration. So for remuneration and interest and capital, both the things I have told you two very important points. One, either there can be an express agreement. Express agreement का मतलब होता है लिखित में आपने agreement में लिख दिया कि remuneration देनी है. Then you have to give. But if you have not written that, and it is a custom of the firm, they have already clear-cut given you that they have been paying the remunerations to the previous partners, because then it is a customary to pay for conducting the business. There is a fashion or a rule that they have made. It's their custom. Custom means रिवाज है उनके पे कि हम remuneration देते हैं. So whosoever is joining as a working active partner, he will also be getting the remuneration. So all those who have said no, he cannot, that is wrong. He should also be getting the remuneration because existing partners are getting, he will also. Is that correct? But well tried, all those who have tried answering it. Okay, Arjun, you have corrected the section, but your answer is correct. That's good. Sarla Devi, good. So, Sarla, you are also writing that there is no express agreement. I hope all of you have understood the point on the customs we can get. Okay. Everybody is now clear on this point. Okay, Padula Parthi, wait, I'm reading your answer. Absolutely correct answer, because agreement may be implied from the acts done by the partner, but you can simply tell them, even if the agreement is silent, he will still get the remuneration. All right. So nice question, interesting questions. Sometimes rights and duties seem very easy, but if such kind of questions come, you have to do the proper analysis. Now let's do section 16, then we will come to the question related to section 16. So A, B, C, D have set up a partnership business for refining sugar. So there is a business that they're doing for refining of the sugar. So you refine the sugar and then sell it for. A himself is a sole wholesale grocer and is aware of the variations in the sugar market. Means there is Mr. A as a partner. He himself has been dealing as a wholesale grocer. He knows when the prices are increasing or decreasing in the market. So what did A do? When the sugar price was low, he kept a lot of stock in his stock. So say for example, otherwise the sugar price were varying between rupees 100 per kg to 150. So when the price were fallen down to rupees 80 or 90, then he has purchased abundance of sugar and he kept it in his store. And when the firm was in requirement of the sugar, they wanted to purchase it. He said, I have lots of sugar lying in my godown. Why don't I sell it to you for 150? Without informing them that this sugar belongs to him. He's not telling them that this is his own sugar. He said, okay, fine, I will go and purchase it from the market for 150. Do you feel, as a man of ordinary prudence, apply your mind and said, he's buying it for the firm for rupees 150. Actually, the cost price was 80. So do you think how many rupees personal profit he has made? Can we say 70 rupees per packet per kg he has earned a profit over here? So that's how you're earning personal profits in the business. That is strictly prohibited. Section 16 talks about if any partner is trying to take personal profits, any partner is trying to take personal profits from the business, they are bound to return it or they are bound to account for it. Account for it means unhe batana padega that this was my sugar, I have already purchased it and now I am selling it to you. So they are bound to account means they have to. Is that clear? So case 1, where the partners cannot make any personal profits. Let me read you the content from the module also. So section 16 typically talks about a partner derives any profit for himself from any of the transaction or from by using partnership property or by using firm's name, then he will need to account for the profit and pay the. मतलब आपने पार्टनरशिप का नाम यूज करके आप एबीसी एसोसिएट्स का बहुत अच्छा बिजनेस कर रहे हो, ज्वेलरी में बिजनेस डील करते हो एंड आपने फर्म का नाम यूज कर कहीं और पे ये नाम यूज करके प्रॉफिट कमा लिया. You cannot do that. You are liable to account for it. You will have to give that profit back to the firm. Or you are doing what? You're carrying on the business of the same nature and you're trying to give a competition to your own firm. Now, this is the case where I was talking about that chai dealer. Ramu is having his chai shop. I am a partner in Ramu's shop also. And I open up a shop in front of his shop and I run the same kind of business. Now I am aware of the loops and everything that he does in his business. And I'm trying to earn the profits in the same way. Then it is not good. I will have to pay to the firm all the profits made by me in this business. Okay, beta, first case is clear. So you will write down in your study material. Example 3 relates to the first case. And example 4 relates to the second case. So let's read the example number 2. ABC started a business in partnership for importing salt from foreign ports and selling it at Chittagong. A has struck certain transactions of salt in his own account, which were found to be of the same nature as the business carried on by the partnership. Now, we are into partnership business, ABCD, and this Mr. A has his own business also. So you're having your own similar kind of nature of the business carrying on. You're carrying on the similar kind of business and your partner also. So law says you cannot do that. आप अपना पर्सनल कुछ काम करने में पार्टनर हो किसी के साथ एंड में कुछ और काम करिए वो समझ आता. बट आप पार्टनर हो और आप सेम बिजनेस, देखो बेटा आपको अब सारा पता है कि सॉल्ट का प्राइस क्या है, इंक्रीज डिक्रीज, आप सेम बिजनेस में हो एंड वही आप कंपटीशन दे रहे हो, अपनी फर्म को आप कंपटीशन दे रहे हो. सो यू आर लायबल टू फर्म फॉर ऑल द प्रॉफिट्स दैट यू हैव अर्न्ड इन दिस काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस. ऑल्सो दिस रूल इज सब्जेक्ट टू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बिटवीन द पार्टनर्स. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपने किसी एक पार्टनर को अलाउ करा हुआ है, अपने एग्रीमेंट में लिख दिया कि हाँ ए अलाउड है, then can he do? Yes, ma'am, then he can do this kind. But if there is no contract for this thing, he's doing it illegally, he's doing his own business also, he's running the business with the firm also, then it is not allowed. Then he will have to account for the profits that he has made in the business. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, good. Excellent. Everyone has written crystal clear. So that's great. Sandeep says, ma'am, please check my answer. But it becomes very tedious task because we have to go into all the chat box about provision. Yes, Sandeep, your answer is correct. Good for the previous one. So are you all ready for a new question related to section 16? Just go through section 16. I'm going to give you a new question. Okay, Molly. Molly, I hope you have understood now. Prabhat Roy, good. For this one, for the previous one, it was not correct, Prabhat. Tanisha has written, ma'am, right to share profit में proportion वाला topic बता दो, capital से क्या relation था? Right to share profits में Tanisha, okay, I'll explain you. Right to share, achha, there is no connection between the proportion in which the capital and the profits that you got. So Tanisha, I, B and C have bought so much assets from the house. B and C did not bought much of the assets, but I have bought huge assets. But then we decided that profit sharing will be equal. Can Harleen ma'am say that I bought so many assets, so you should give me more profit? Can I say that? If our partnership deed has written that we will be sharing the profits equal. No, ma'am, you cannot say that. Why? Because there is no connection between the capital that I've bought from home and the profits that I'm getting. There is no relationship. ठीक है बेटा? नोट से लिख सकते हैं. यस बेटा जतिन, आप अपने वर्ड्स में आंसर्स लिख सकते हैं. ओके, हाँ, नोट्स में से भी लिख सकते हैं. बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हो जतिन आप. एब्सोल्युटली. Yes, Tanya, very good. They cannot do the same business. Okay, let me just open all the answers. No, Nishtha, your answer was wrong. I hope you have understood now. No, Sony cannot get. Pari, आपका भी आंसर गलत है. मैंने अब समझा दिया. I hope आपको समझ आ गया होगा. All right, everybody has understood. So let's go to section 16. Read the question very carefully and then try raising your hands and answer it. Meanwhile, let me see the students on the portal, what they are writing. Miss Avni Khan say you have written the correct provision, but then the conclusion also you have to write. Yes, Tanugiri. Miss Sakshi, okay, clear, good. So A, B, C are partners carrying on the construction business. B himself is a wholesaler dealer of iron bars. He was given the work of selection of iron bars after examining its quality. As a wholesaler, B, can you just imagine a question given in the study material, all the information remaining the same, and just the words, bits and pieces have been changed, and the similar question has come in the exam for 4 marks. So that is how I tell the students that miracles happen if you have learned the study material thoroughly. उसी में से पेपर आना है बेटा. स्टडी मटेरियल इज दी बाइबल. जितना मर्जी आप मतलब नोट्स आप रेफर तो कुछ करनी ही नहीं हमने. Even if I brief it out the things for you, you have to read the study material. It is very, very important. Okay. B is having the knowledge of the market conditions. Current market price for construction is 350 per kg. B already had 1000 kg of iron ores, which he has purchased before when the price hike in the market was 200, before the price hike. अभी तो 350 का हो गया, उसने कितने पे लिया था? 200 per kilo पे. He supplied these iron bars to the firm without realizing the purchase cost. Is B liable to pay the firm the extra amount he made, or he doesn't have to inform as it is his own business and he has not taken any amount more than the current prevailing market price? Assume there is no contract between the parties. मतलब सब कुछ उसने क्वेश्चन में ही लिख दिया. हम लास्ट लाइन पढ़ते हैं कि दिस इज सब्जेक्ट टू द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, उसने वो भी बता दिया. बच्चे जस्ट सी द ब्यूटी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन पेपर. You know why I call law paper the easiest paper if you have studied well? Because many a times in case studies, the answers, provisions, everything is given there only. It's just about how you have formed an answer out of it. Now, I am going to very sincerely read all your answers. I want you, because the answer is very simple. The thing is how you're going to write it in the exam. And I want each one of you to get good marks, at least an exemption in law. Exemption means at least above 60 marks in law you should be aiming for. Because we are doing thorough practice, we are writing the questions, we are doing everything in writing. So you must practice, children, because in law, only the writing part may number cut. Nishtha, if you are just going to give me this much answer, if I am the paper checker out of 4, I'll give you 1 mark or maybe half a mark. So please write down the proper answers, provisions of the case. वही तो provision जो case 1 में भी section 16 में अभी पढ़ी आपने. चिपका दो वहां से. Cheating करके लिखो आंसर, पर लिखो तो सही बेटा. You have to write it ना. Then only it will make sense. Facts of the case, brief it out from the question. And conclusion, which is clear-cut given in the question only. I've given you time. Take your time. Do it. Again, Kunal, no ma'am. Yes ma'am, no ma'am से बात नहीं बनेगी. श्री कृष्णा, आपका चैट बिल्कुल दिख रहा है बेटा. देयर इज नो एक्सप्रेस एग्रीमेंट आपने लिखा है. इसका आंसर लिखिए बेटा. Kausar Ansari, please write the answer for this one also. Tamanna, good. Pooja Yadav, give the answer for this one. Okay, Janvi has written. Oh, that was the previous one. Janvi, that's correct for the previous one. Swati Yadav. Okay, Dolcy, give the answer for this one also. Hitesh. Hitesh is asking what is the difference between section 10 and section 13. Which point, beta? Section 10, we have done about the rights and duties of the partners. Section 13 tells you what are the rights of the partner. Duty होती है कि आपकी क्या जिम्मेवारी. Hitesh, I'm answering your question. So duties and rights, duty. What is your duty when you come home? As a student, it is your duty and responsibility to study well, to give your exams nicely. And what are your rights? You have full right to ask your parents for the food, for the clothes that you wear. We have fundamental rights. Every individual is given under the Indian Constitution. So right होता है आपकी हक क्या है, duty होती है आपकी responsibility. Indemnify the firm. Yes, Hitesh, in both the cases you need to. तो आपकी moral duty है, अगर आपने कुछ गलत करा है तो आप firm को indemnify करो. You forgot in the previous class, I told you the example. You were Mr. A, you can only make the purchases for 8,000. You have made the purchases for 10,000. Need to indemnify the firm for 2,000 lost. And it is your right also. Your right is to be indemnified also, and it is your right to indemnify. आप firm का आपका हक बनता है कि आप firm को compensate करो अगर आपकी वजह से कोई loss. Clear, बच्चा? Very nice, Mohit. As per the provision, section 16, that's great. But where is the answer? Okay, Hitesh, good. It's clear to you now. Akshita, give the answer for this one also. Shivam Vyas, okay. Karthik Verma, Aisha, all of you give the answer for this one. The correct answers have been given for the goodwill one. Okay, I found one answer written by Samishta. Section 16 is a B is a wholesaler dealer and has been entrusted the duty provisions. Okay, you said that provisions we will write from that. Facts you have given. Analysis, he has made a profit of 150 per kg. Concluded, it can be concluded that he has to pay for these profits. Very well tried, Samishta. Good try. And many of you others also have tried. Rachna, great. Arjun, you have not done this one. Sarla Devi, okay, good try. Preeti, exemption is, yes, Preeti, exemption is not there in foundation, but still you should aim for marks at least above 60, okay? No, ma'am, B is not liable to pay. Annu Kumari says B is not liable to pay extra mark. Why, Annu Kumari? I would love to know the reason from you. Okay, Sangram Group. So many of you have given the correct conclusions. Let us now read the correct answers for the same, how you have to perform. So you will simply say, now section 16, will you give both the provisions or one? When you know that this topic relates to personal profits, you have to give both the provisions. But this case study relates to point number 8. So you will write, in the given case, he had sold the iron forms, though he had a stock with him. Therefore, he has made an extra profit. This arises purely out of the transactions with the firm. Hence, he is accountable to the firm for the extra profit earned by him. So the partners are not entitled to make the personal profits. Any personal profits with personal nature का profit अगर firm में से कर रहा है वो partner, then he is bound to return it to the firm. Is that clear? Anyone wants to ask any doubts still here? Anyone wants to raise their hands and ask a doubt? Okay, good. Everyone says no, ma'am. It's clear. So that's great. Yes, if there is, yes, Nikhil, because there is no contract. अगर इसी में हमने contract करा होता that yes, he is allowed, then it would have been a separate story. Very good, Dolce. Your answer is correct. Pooja Yadav, your answer is incomplete. Yes, Kunal.
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम.
Good afternoon.
मैम ये पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी के 2 पॉइंट है, प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ पार्टनर एंड एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द फर्म. ये 2 पॉइंट एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर दो.
Okay. All right, I'll explain. Kunal, partnership property में पहले 3 चीजें आएंगी. Number 1, capital, assets purchased, and goodwill. So that is what section 14 tells you. What is the partnership property? Means all the property brought in by the partners together is known as joint estate of the partnership property. Now, how you have to apply this property? This partnership property should only be used for the business purpose. Can I have my friends get together or party at my partnership property place?
नो मैम.
Why? Because it is to be exclusively used for the business. Can I use my house for the meetings and then call my house the partnership property? Yes or no, Kunal? I'm waiting for you to answer. I cannot.
No,
ना अपने घर में अगर मैं मीटिंग कर रही हूँ तो वो पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी नहीं बन जाएगी. वो कहते हैं सिर्फ पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी को एरिया यूज करके स्टारबक्स पे कॉफी पीने गए, 4 मेंबर्स बैठे, पार्टनर्स बैठे, मीटिंग करी, तो स्टारबक्स थोड़ी ना पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी बन जाएगी.
नो मैम.
So that is the matter of a question, whether it is a partnership property or not. And yes, if it is a partnership property, use it only for the business, not for any other. Okay?
ओके मैम.
All right. Yes, Tanugiri.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Ma'am, I have doubt. So, can we? Is it mandatory to give detailed provision and after that give conclusion and hence
Yes,
scenarios?
Tanugiri, you have to write the way I'm teaching you in the class. That's how you have to represent the answers.
Yes.
Okay, and बिल्कुल टेंशन मत लो कि अभी याद नहीं हो रहा है, भूल जाता है, कैसे लिखेंगे. धीरे धीरे करने से you will start remembering.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Yes, Prabhat Roy has written, in spite of knowing the way how to write, I'm writing a bit short. Okay, okay, it's absolutely fine, Prabhat. I get an idea whether you are doing it well or not. So it's absolutely fine. And thank you for writing the way you are teaching, ma'am. I'm left with no doubts. So thank you so much, Prabhat. Yes, Nikhil.
मैम आपने शेयरिंग ऑफ प्रॉफिट पढ़ाया था, तो मैम उससे जुड़ी एक बात है मैम, अगर पार्टनरशिप डीड में मेंशन है कि प्रॉफिट हमें शेयर करना है, तो मैम हम उस रेशियो में प्रॉफिट शेयर करेंगे अपने पार्टनर्स को। मैम अगर पार्टनरशिप में मेंशन नहीं, डीड में मेंशन नहीं है कि हमारा प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो क्या होगा, तो हम कैपिटल जो पार्टनर्स लेके आते हैं अपनी अपनी, हम उस रेशियो में प्रॉफिट शेयर करते हैं ना।
कर सकते हो, इक्वली भी कर सकते हो, डिपेंड करता है। Generally, it
ओके
is said if no partnership agreement, then we share the profits equally.
ओके
Yes, Shobhik.
मैम मैम आई वांट टू आस्क मैम, जैसे हमने आंसर लिखा है, जैसे आपने जो भी क्वेश्चन दिया,
Sorry,
उसमें
loud,
मतलब
loud,
हमें
loud, loud.
मैम आई वांट टू आस्क दैट मैम, जो आपने क्वेश्चन, जैसे आपने क्वेश्चन दिया हमने उसका आंसर लिख लिया मैम, पर उस आंसर को एक्सपेंड कैसे करें?
Expand कैसे करें?
यस मैम, आई वांट टू आस्क दैट।
सो अभी मैंने जो आपको आंसर दिखाया है, प्रोविजन आपकी करेक्ट होनी चाहिए। अगर आपने सेक्शन 16 की प्रोविजन लिखी है बट सेक्शन 16 नहीं लिखा, बट प्रोविजन आपने लीगल लैंग्वेज में लिखा, तो ठीक है, बिल्कुल। फैक्ट्स ऑफ द केस हर किसी का अपना होगा, बिकॉज वो समरी है, क्वेश्चन में से यू आर मेकिंग अ स्मॉल सम। कंक्लूजन इज मैंडेटरी, यू हैव टू कंक्लूड योर आंसर even if the facts and conclusion, if you're mixing them, seeing the time left, then also it's fine. But provisions and conclusions में से कोई चीज नहीं लिखी, you not get marks. Facts is writing your way of expressing your answer. Clear? All right, let's take a break here now. Sir, we are now taking the break. Okay. Ashok, sir? Before we move ahead, I want to cover a small topic, that is section 17 from the module itself. So all these points we have done. Section 16, we have done questions also. Now children, section 17 is very, very simple. It says, what are the rights and duties of a partner after there is a change in the firm? Now, when a new partner is joining, this is the case of, please keep writing down with me. This is the case of admission of a partner. So there were 3 partners, A, B, C. Now D has joined. So the partnership has changed. It's between A, B, C, and D. So the rights and duties were earlier divided between A, B, and C. Now it is between A, B, C, and D. Where some other partner is going out because of death or retirement. So next is the case of retirement of a partner or a death of a partner. So there were 3 partners, A, B, and C. A has died. A and B are the partners. Now the rights and duties will be divided between A and B. So clear? The first 2 points are very self-explanatory. Admission of a partner and retiring of the partner. The constitution, the rights and duties of the partners change. Another one, when the partnership is carried on, business other than the business for it which was formed. What does it mean? And after that, after the expiry of the business. So when the partnership is formed for any particular type of business, then it is known as particular partnership. Am I correct, children? And when that particular partnership comes to an end, but still you continue, then you become what kind of partnership? Although I've written in the chat box on screen, but I want you to tell me, when you still continue after the particular partnership has come to an end, then it is known as which form of partnership? Type it now. Very good. Partnership at will. Why are you saying general partnership? Yes, Kausar, Janvi, Padula Parthi, everybody. Correct. It's known as partnership at will. Now the next question. I formed a partnership for 10 years. A, B, and C formed the partnership for 10 years. 10 years have expired. A, B, and C were very happy with their partnership. They continued it further for the 11th and 12th years. Is it a fixed partnership or partnership at will? Very good, Vindhya. Sandeep, Nikhil, Anisha, Sarla Devi. Let me see. Sarla Devi, it's not fixed. It now becomes partnership at will. Let me see the students on the portal. What are they answering? Very good. Excellent. It becomes partnership at will. Good, Avani, Tanu, and Sakshi. Those who are answering over here. Great. Extended for 2 years. Yes, it is extended. So we have now become partner. If I still continue and name it as partnership for a fixed period for 2 years more, then it will remain fixed partnership. Otherwise, it has become a partnership at will. Clear? So all these 3 points are clear. Now we will be going to my presentation, wherein I have certain test your knowledge questions also for you, and then we will come back to this. So in this presentation, I've combined all the questions at one place so that after you have completed the chapter, you can revise it and see the quiz. Which questions we can do? Yes. The partners shall carry on the business for the greatest common advantage or for the welfare of the society, advantages of the family members, or for earning personal profits. Which is the correct answer? For the greatest common advantage of the firm. You cannot carry it for personal profit, section 16, not for family members. not for welfare of society. Welfare of society is an association of person. It is not a partnership. Clear, children? Others we cannot do right now. We have to cover it from other topics. All right. So let's understand. Yes, Shubheg wants to ask something. Yes, Shubheg.
Ma'am, I want to ask that. Ma'am,
Yes, I'm listening. Tell.
ma'am, ma'am, in question number 6 of this PPT, ma'am, what is the meaning of that option to the greatest advantage of the?
What is the meaning of this line?
Yes, ma'am, to the greatest advantage. Ma'am, because the main motive of the partnership firm is to earn profit, and the secondary motive is for the welfare of the society.
Okay, let me take you to that question once again. So tell me one thing, Shubheg. The major advantage you said it is to earn profits, but is it to earn personal profits? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Are you working for the advantage of your family members? I want advantage for my husband and my family. That's why I've joined a partnership with you. Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
If I am for the welfare of society, that is known as a charity work. It is a charitable kind of organization. It's an association of person. Do I need partnership for that?
No, ma'am.
So now when I talk about greatest common advantage, so a word which is not written over here, it should have been for the partnership firm. For the business, we are having a greatest common advantage. Means हम सबका फायदा होना चाहिए. वो business हम वैसा करें जिससे सबका फायदा हो. So
Okay, ma'am.
sometimes
Thank you,
children,
ma'am.
see, MCQs are not part of your CA foundation, but we do them for the conceptual clarity. And secondly, I personally feel that in intermediate, you will be doing n number of MCQs. So since your foundation is being laid down, study material has given you so many MCQs. Why are they giving it? So that the students now understand how to interpret the law. Because in future, when you get so many MCQs to do, then you feel it a little difficult. So applying of the knowledge and principles, conceptual clarity, MCQs are very, very helpful. All right? Okay. Now we are going to start about, till now we have been talking about how partners are related with each other, what are their rights and duties, what are their responsibilities. Now we are going to understand how the partners are related to the outside world. What is the extent of liability of the partners for the acts of the partners? How the firm is held liable. First of all, before we start this topic, quickly tell me the liability of the partners is limited, unlimited, or what it is. The liability of the partners in the partnership firm is unlimited. Very good. So if I have bought an assets worth rupees 10,000, B has bought assets worth rupees 5,000, and C has bought assets worth rupees 2,000. So total capital is 10 plus 5 plus 2, 17,000. And during the year, we have earned profit, say for example, 10,000. So 17 plus 10, 27,000. Now the firm has suffered a loss of 35,000. Will A say that I will have to bear the maximum loss because I bought in more capital? So A should bear the loss. Or C will say, I just contributed 1,000. Why should I bear the loss? How the partners will have to bear the loss? So we have only the profits in the house, that is 27,000, what we have earned and what capital we have. Losses are 35,000. How the balance? How much is balance? 35 minus 27, 8,000. How the partners are going to be liable for that? All the partners in capital ratio, Tanisha. Huh? All the partners will be liable. That means the personal assets are held liable. What ratio you are deciding, that is a separate story. That is written in the agreement. But what I am asking is you, कि C ने बोला मैं तो 2,000 ही लाया था, मैंने तो इतनी कैपिटल ही लगाई है, तो मैं क्यों लायबिलिटी भरूं? आपने ज्यादा कैपिटल लगाई है, आप भरो, या फिर वो कह रहे हैं कि हमने ज्यादा कैपिटल लगाई है तो आप अब लायबिलिटी भरो. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. All the partners will have to bear it equally, and their personal assets will be brought into picture, they will be sold. in order to pay off the liabilities. All right. So section 18 to 27 we will be covering in today's class. 28, 29, 30 we'll be covering in the class that we have on Sunday. So partners are acting as an agent of the firm. Which principle or characteristic defines this point that partners are agent? Which principle tells us that the partners are the agent of each other? Principle of mutual agency. Principle of mutual agency tells us that the partners are agent of each other. Now, what is the meaning of this line that the partners are agent of each other? Means they are held liable for their actions. All the partners will be held liable for the actions taken by each of the partners. Now, if I ask you a question, that a partner, there are three partners, A, B, and C. Let me write it down. There are three partners, A, B, and C. A has done some personal expenditure. He went to a restaurant and he had dinner with his family. And the bill is pending. He did not pay the bill. Case was filed by the restaurant guy against Mr. A for not paying the bill. Can this restaurant guy recover the money from B and C also because they are partners and they are held agent of each other? Tell me the answer in the chat box. Yes, Tulsi, you can skip the learning of sections. There is no problem. Yes, Arjun.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, they are both B and C are means liable because because it tells about the principle of agency. That is section 18 of the Indian Partnership Act.
You write this line in the exam and I'm going to cut your marks, Arjun. Why are you making them liable for your dinner? That is a personal thing. This is what I wanted to explain you over here.
Because, ma'am, because as all three of them are the partners, na. So if he does not pay, so B and C have to pay, na.
So thank you so much, Arjun, for saying the wrong answer. This makes me feel proud that you need to understand all of you over here. So I have picked up a good question for all of you. So yes, Nikhil, you also want to say something?
मैम इट्स नॉट लायबल मैम इसके लिए फर्म लायबल नहीं होगी इसके एक्सपेंस के लिए क्योंकि मैम वो उसका पर्सनल एक्सपेंस है
पर्सनल एक्सपेंस वेरी गुड उसका पर्सनल एक्सपेंडिचर सो लिसन एवरीवन अर्जुन लिसन केयरफुली agency principle is extended only to the business activities and not for anything that he does in his individual capacity. अगर हम अपनी पर्सनल थिंग्स के लिए भी पार्टनर्स को लायबल कर देंगे फिर तो वो पार्टनरशिप फर्म थोड़ी ना, फिर तो मतलब आप होल एंड सोल रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो गए हर चीज के लिए. पार्टनर्स एज एन इंडिविजुअल अपने घर में क्या कर रहे हैं, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज पर्सनल क्या है, उसके लिए दी अदर पार्टनर्स आर नॉट हेल्ड लायबल. Is that clear to everyone? So the partners are responsible only for the partnership business that they're. All right, understood now? Okay. Very good. Samishta, mutual agency, it will not extend to but the personal things. Rachna, Garg, everyone, good answers. Yes, Mohit. Okay, now I'm not going to read because then it takes too much time. Shivas, good. So, agency extends only to the business activities and not to the individual capacity. Everyone has understood. But the rule of agency operates against the sleeping and dominant partner because they are also liable for the acts of the acting and ostensible partners. So, there are three parts. Now, at the same example, just let's finish it off. A, B, and C. And the same example, Mr. A went for a dinner with a dealer, Mr. D, with whom they are doing business. Here, if A does not pay the bill because he says firm is into losses and we can't pay the bill, here can the person recover the money from B and C? Yes or no? In the chat box. Yes, here they can. Very good, Tanya, Samishta, Nishta, Sarla, Janvi, Sangram, Nikhil, Tanisha, Preeti, good. Kausar, Vindhya, excellent, because here the money is related to business. So for business, yes, you can recover the money. But if there are three partners, A, B, and C, and A is a sleeping partner, is A still liable for the actions of B and C in the business? A is a sleeping partner. Will A still be held liable for the actions of B and C? Very good. Yes, Riddhi, I'm able to see everyone's chat, but it's just that it takes so much time to go and reply back. If you have any question, you can raise your hands. Everybody? Sleeping partner will also held liable. Good, Sakshi. Everyone, students, all those who are answering over here, good. Avni, yes. He can recover. So sleeping partner is also liable. So everybody is clear. So section 18, 19 totally एजेंसी के बारे में बोलता है. अब जो आपके मॉड्यूल में जो पेजेस दिए हुए हैं उसी का ही ब्रीफ समरी है जो मैंने पॉइंट्स आपको बता. एक और कर लेते हैं. अथॉरिटी ऑफ अ पार्टनर, ये तो था लायबिलिटी. पार्टनर्स आर द एजेंट ऑफ द फर्म. अथॉरिटी ऑफ अ पार्टनर स्टार्ट होता है कैपेसिटी ऑफ अ पार्टनर टू बाइंड द अदर्स बाय हिज एक्ट. Means अभी आपने बोला कि A is also liable for B and C, means it is the power of the partners to bind the other partners liable for their action. This is what partnership is all about. हम एजेंसी से फर्म बाकी पार्टनर्स को बाइंड करती है. बाइंड मीन्स मेक देम रिस्पॉन्सिबल. लिखो अपने नोट्स पे. बाइंडिंग मीन्स making the other partners responsible for their actions. Does all the acts of the partners bind the firm? क्या सारे acts of the partners bind करते firm? No, only the acts related to the business. So ABC firm, Mr. A, a partner, booked the tickets for the travel agent for a holiday in Singapore. This does not make the payment of the travel agent firm also bound for the same. Is firm also bound to pay for this travel ticket? The answer is no. Firm is not bound because this act was done for the personal purposes and not for the business purposes. But if the same ticket is booked by Mr. A for having a meeting in the partnership firm business with someone in London, then he can recover because it's a business meet. He's going for a business travel. Then the partnership firm can be, but not for the personal purpose. So the implied authority, first is authority of a partner means to bind the other firms. ये partner की authority है. Now, what is the meaning of implied authority and expressed authority? Authority क्या होता है पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ. कौन बताएगा? हमने राइट्स कर लिया, हमने ड्यूटीज कर लिया, अब हम करें अथॉरिटी ऑफ द पार्टनर. पावर क्या है पार्टनर की? अथॉरिटी. टीचर के पास अथॉरिटी होती है टू मेक द स्टूडेंट्स डू देयर होमवर्क, टू स्कॉल देम, टू encourage them, to motivate them. So that is the power that teacher is having. अथॉरिटी है मेरे पास, है ना? पार्टनर के पास किस चीज की अथॉरिटी है? क्या पावर है? Very good, Shri Krishna. To maintain the business, he has the power. Means whatever activities are required to do the business, I have the power to do those acts. You don't have to tell me that, ma'am, if I am in the business of sale and purchase of shoes, so I'm a partner, it is my responsibility, it is my power. I have the power and right to purchase the shoes for the business. You don't have to assign me that right? I have that power. I have the power to sell in the business. What all he can do? Yes. Very good, Semester. What all he's doing, acting as an agent, this is the power of the partner. And out of this power and authority, he's binding the firm, means सारी की सारी firm जिम्मेवार हो जाती है इस action. Clear हो गया? अब एक होती है एक्सप्रेस अथॉरिटी, जो कि मेरी एग्रीमेंट में लिखी हुई है कि मिस्टर ए ने 10,000 की से ज्यादा परचेजेस नहीं करनी, बी ने सिर्फ सेल्स करनी है, परचेजेस नहीं करनी. ये कौन सी अथॉरिटी है? एक्सप्रेस है, मतलब रिटन बाय. एक्सप्रेस अथॉरिटी के बारे में लिखिए प्लीज. बाय वर्ड्स, रिटन और स्पोकन. एक्सप्रेस अथॉरिटी मीन्स द अथॉरिटी विच इज गिवन बाय वर्ड्स, रिटन और स्पोकन. Implied authority means the acts or the conduct of the partner, the normal business of the firm, acting in the usual way, acting in the firm's way. So what is your implied authority? Implied means with your actions. यहाँ पे आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपके actions firm को bind कर. Say the normal business is to sell and purchase the shoes, and one of the partner purchases clothes instead of shoes. Does he has the implied authority to do such an act? Please tell me. The answer is no, because he can only do the acts which are related to the business, and firm is not bound for the acts which he's acting outside his implied authority. Is that clear? Everyone is clear? Section 19, implied authority, सबको समझ आ गया? क्या मैं ऐसी कोई भी एक्टिविटी कर सकती हूँ जो कि मेरी पार्टनरशिप की इम्प्लाइड अथॉरिटी में नहीं है? मतलब मैं बिजनेस कर रही हूँ ज्वेलरी का और मैंने परचेज कर लिए शूज बिजनेस के लिए. आई एम लायबल फॉर दैट. फर्म इज नॉट लायबल. So there are certain restrictions which are imposed on the implied authority of the partners. These are known as statutory restrictions on the implied authority. Means a partner cannot do these acts unless there is a partnership agreement to this. So first of all, children, let us now, this is a very, very important question, examiner's favorite. He simply gives you what are the 7 important statutory restrictions, 7 to 8 important statutory restrictions on the implied authority of the partner. What is the meaning of the word statutory restriction? Implied authority का मतलब हुआ partners कौन-कौन से action ले सकते हैं. What all acts can be done by the partners. Restriction means to restrict those acts. Statutory restrictions means law is trying to restrict those authorities. Means what are the restrictions on my authority as a partner? Number 1, I cannot submit a dispute for arbitration. Can anyone explain us the meaning of arbitration? What do you understand by the word arbitrate? There are 2 partners, A and B. They are having continuous fights among themselves. Instead of going to the lawyer in court, they thought of going to an arbitrator. Arbitrator is a person who tries to counsel both the parties and try to provide a resolution to your matters without going to the court. So arbitrator is a person who tries to do your financial and other consulting settlements between the parties, and you don't have to go into the court and do big cases, going to district court and high court, then Supreme Court, and you try to go to an arbitrator. But can the partners file their dispute? Means can they file a case for the arbitration? Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am? Karthik Verma, you're saying yes, ma'am. Acha, for the previous one. It becomes so difficult to find whether you're giving the answer for right now one or others. So all have given for the previous one. So no is the correct answer. You cannot file a case for the arbitration because there is a restriction on the partner's implied authority कि आप arbitration में case file नहीं कर सकते. If you have any fights, you will have to go to the court. Unless agreed in the partnership agreement. अगर हमने partnership agreement में लिख दिया कि आप arbitration के पास जा सकते हो, क्या फिर आप arbitration के पास जा सकते हो? Yes, ma'am, or no? If we have written in the partnership agreement, can then you file? Very good. Yes, ma'am. Then we can file. So otherwise, there is a statutory restriction that you cannot file a case with the arbitrator. But if it is written in the partnership agreement, then yes, you can file with the arbitrator. Then what is the next restriction? Means these are the acts which the partners cannot do. Opening a bank account on the firm names in his own personal name. फर्म का बैंक अकाउंट है एबीसी एसोसिएट्स एंड ए ने अपने नाम पे जाके बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाया. ऐसा आप नहीं कर सकते हो, या फिर बी ने खुलवा दिया. ऐसा आप नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज फर्म का अकाउंट फर्म के नाम पर ही खुलेगा, आपकी पर्सनल सेविंग अकाउंट नहीं। कॉम्प्रोमाइज और रिलेंक्विश एनी क्लेम बाय द फर्म or withdraw a suit or proceedings which have been filed by the firm or admit any liability filed against the firm. So now these three has a very interesting meaning. Let us understand the third point first. To compromise any claim. What is the meaning of compromise any claim by the firm? Say there is a firm ABC Associates. They have filed a case against Mr. D for recovery of 1 lakh rupees. ध्यान से सुनना बेटा, फर्म ने केस फाइल करा हुआ है डी के लिए 1 लाख रुपया रिकवर करने। एनी क्लेम बाय द फर्म, फर्म ने पैसा लेना है, ठीक है। ए इज वेरी वेल नोन टू डी and he goes in the court and says we are okay to accept and compromise and accept only whatever amount, 10K or 50K, whatever amount of your choice. फॉर्म के बिहाफ पे, पहले मैं हिंदी में बता रही हूँ फिर इंग्लिश में भी बताती हूँ। फॉर्म के बिहाफ पे एक पार्टनर जाकर कह रहा है कि हाँ हम कॉम्प्रोमाइज करने को तैयार है, 1 लाख देना था, आप हमें 50,000 दे दीजिए, हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। One of the partners go and tell to the court that yes, we are ready to compromise and accept a lesser amount. We were supposed to accept 1 lakh, we will agree with 50,000. My question to the class is, can A do this? Would love to hear the answers. Can A, as a partner in the firm, do this? Now, what would be your answer to this? Anyone who would like to share their answer in the class? Number one, there is a statutory restriction on implied authority of partners in compromising or relinquishing any claim by the firm. Since there is a legal restriction on this point, therefore, A cannot compromise on this claim on behalf of the firm. Please write it down, because generally I've seen students just bug up the answers and then they don't retain the information. Write down these examples. Whenever I'm telling you oral examples also, please make a habit of writing these things down, children, because these are the things out of which the case study based things comes up. So if you've done so much of practice, it becomes easy for you to retain and remember it. Has everyone understood this point? Is it clear, children? Well summarized? अब सेम केस में कॉम्प्रोमाइज एनी क्लेम की जगह हम 5th पॉइंट कर लेते हैं, एडमिट एनी लायबिलिटी। ABC Associate, a case was filed against ABC Associates by D. अब केस किसने फाइल करे? डी ने केस फाइल करे अगेंस्ट द फर्म फॉर रिकवरी ऑफ 1 lakh. Up A is well known and goes in the courts and say, yes, we accept and agree to pay 1 lakh. खुद ही जाकर एक्सेप्ट कराया फर्म की लायबिलिटी. मीन्स ही इज हिमसेल्फ गोइंग एंड सेइंग yes, 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 we will go and accept this liability. Now can A do this? No, ma'am, you cannot admit any liability against the firm. Firm will fight a case for this. Now, who are you to go and accept the liability on behalf of? There is a statutory restriction on implied authority of partners in admitting any claim. इसी को ही बेटा मैं रिवाइज कर रही हूँ आपका. Admitting any claim on behalf of the firm. Since there is a legal restriction, therefore A cannot admit liability on behalf of the firm. सारे बच्चे ये लिखो जरा, मैं देखूं किसी को कोई डाउट तो नहीं. Have you written it down, children? Please tell me, acknowledge it. Simplified? Looking easy? Yes or no? Very nice. Yes, Shri Krishna, express oral भी हो सकता है, by word spoken or oral both. All right, everyone has written it down. So number one, we cannot accept any liability on behalf of the firm. Neither we can give away any claim by the firm. Can we withdraw any case filed by the firm? Firm ने D के against case file करा और हमने कहा ठीक है withdraw कर. We don't want to file. D is my friend. I don't want to file a case. हाँ जी. Can you withdraw any suit filed by the firm? The answer is no, because there is a statutory restriction on the implied authority. He cannot withdraw a suit. Next point is acquiring an immovable property on firm's behalf. Can you purchase any immovable property on behalf of the firm? Compromise means, yes, Avni, it means to give up, to waive off. Yes, arbitration answer was also correct, solving the matters outside court. That's correct. Can you take an, no, you cannot take, because you cannot purchase the immovable property on firm's name. Neither can you sell. Transfer means sell karna. Acquire means purchase karna. Transfer means sell करना. तो immovable property से related points है. ना ही आप immovable property firm के नाम पे बेच सकते हो, ना ही आप immovable property firm के नाम से खरीद सकते हो. Is that clear to everyone? हाँ जी, क्लियर हो गया सबको? सो फटाफट से रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. स्टैट्यूटरी रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, इम्प्लाइड अथॉरिटी. पहले तो इम्प्लाइड अथॉरिटी होता क्या है? बाइंडिंग ऑल द पार्टनर्स. Authority can be expressed by both spoken or written. Implied means by your actions. There are 8 implied authorities which are restricted by the law unless it is agreed. So number one, submitting a dispute we cannot do. For arbitration, we cannot open the bank account in our own firm's name, on behalf of the firm in our own name. You cannot compromise any claim. You cannot withdraw any proceedings filed by the firm. You cannot admit any liability, and you cannot You cannot buy or sell the immovable property on behalf of the firm. Eighth point is, can we enter into partnership on behalf of the firm? So there is a firm, ABC Associates, having the partners Mr. A and B. There is another firm, PQR Associates. There is another firm, PQR Associates, in which Mr. A is also a partner. Yes, you can be a partner. Mr. A is partner here. He can be a partner here also. When you do CA Intermediate Audit and Auditors chapter, you will understand how you can have different partners in the firm also. But my question here is, can ABC Associates join PQR Associates as a partner? You cannot, a firm cannot be a partner in another firm. Partner can be a partner in another firm. Individual है partner वो हो सकता है, but firm is not an artificial judicial person. It is not an individual. Therefore, the firm cannot become a partner in another. Is that clear, children? I think we have done too many sections today. Let me just see if we can do more. Anyone has any doubts? Please ask your doubts, because then we will be moving ahead otherwise. I think we can do one more section, that is section 20, but let me first show you these sections from the study materials. Samishta, you're saying, can you see my doubt? Bacha, you should have spoken. Where is your doubt? Yes, you're asking the other way around case file. Both the cases where the firm is filing the case, you cannot as a partner go and withdraw that case. And if a case has been filed against the firm, then also you cannot do any compromise. Okay? Even as an agent, you cannot. Is that clear, Samiksha? Samishta? Okay. Anyone still having any doubts? Yes, Sandeep, better to raise the hands. Yes.
मैम इन केस ऑफ इम्प्लॉयड और फिर भी जब मैम अगर इसमें तो मैम एक पार्टनर जाता था केस फाइल करने, अगर मैम सब पार्टनर मिलके जाए केस फाइल करने तब पर भी वैलिड नहीं होगा।
बेटा केस तो आप फाइल कर सकते हो, आप केस को विड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते। वो कहते हैं रिस्ट्रिक्शन है ऑन विड्रॉइंग दी सूट फाइल्ड।
मैम वो कंप्रोमाइज वाला था ना, वो अगर सब मिलके करेगा कंप्रोमाइज तो वैलिड हो जाएगा ना।
हाँ, अगर फर्म कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर फिर तो कर ही सकते हो ना बेटा, आपके पास इम्प्लाइड अथॉरिटी नहीं है कि आप जाके कॉम्प्रोमाइज।
मतलब मैम ये इम्प्लाइड अथॉरिटी एक तरह से मतलब इंडिविजुअल पार्टनर के बारे में बोलता है, आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते। यस मैम, क्योंकि मैम हम भी मतलब सोचे जो मैम सब पार्टनर इक्वल टू फर्म, so how can separate from partner?
Yes, but now you're clear. A partner individually cannot. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Padula.
Ma'am, I have doubt in section 9, ma'am. Can I ask now?
Okay.
General duties of partners, second para, I did not understand, ma'am. In study mat.
Okay, I'll just open and share. First, let me just check with Nikhil and Shri Krishna. Okay. Okay. Yes, Nikhil.
मैम आपने जो बोला था कि जिसमें मैम पार्टनर्स की आपस में अगर कुछ लड़ाई हो रही है, कुछ हो रहा है, क्या हम बोलते हैं डिस्प्यूट या कुछ हो रहा है मैम, उसमें अगर वो कोर्ट जाते हैं जैसे कि अपने डिस्प्यूट को लेकर, तो मैम कोर्ट ये भी डिसीजन दे सकता है इन्होंने कि आप एक पार्टनर रिटायर हो जाएगा या फर्म भी बंद हो सकते है इस केस में क्या मैम? अगर किसी दो पार्टनर,
पहली बात तो यूनिट 3 में मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगी कि जब तक फर्म रजिस्टर्ड नहीं है तब तक आप कोर्ट भी नहीं जा सकते। ठीक है, तो ये वाला डाउट आपका वहां पे क्लियर होगा जो आपने एकदम से कह रही है ना कोर्ट जाते हैं, तो कोर्ट भी इतना आसान नहीं है, फर्म की रजिस्ट्रेशन इम्पोर्टेंट। दूसरी बात, अगर आप जाते हो तो यस ऑफ कोर्स डिसीजन कैन बी टेकन फॉर द क्लैरिफिकेशन, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम। ओके,
थैंक यू। ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ओके, वेलकम बेटा। यस श्री कृष्ण।
मैम अगर थर्ड पार्टी अवेयर है रिस्ट्रिक्शंस के बारे में इम्प्लॉयड अथॉरिटी ऑफ पार्टनर, then he cannot recover from money, na?
Why have you gone to section 20? That is part of section 20. You have just completed section 19. Okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, students will get confused if I'll answer this one. We have not done section 20. This is part of section 20.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Yes, Janvi.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I have doubt in section 15 that in partnership property, we will not recognize the property as a partnership property until we will mention it in the contract, na?
Should I open it? Yes, tell me which point.
Yes, miss, this only application of the property of the firm.
Property of the firm shall be held and used exclusively. ये तो समझ आ गया. There is a community of interest that all the partners take interest in the property. That is also clear. That does not mean that during the subsistence of the partnership, a particular partner has any property interest in the assets of the firm. Each partner has the right to get his share till the firm subsists. He also has the right to see all the assets are applied. So basic बात ये कह रहा है कि partnership property आपकी property personal नहीं. जानवी ने बोला कि अब ये फर्म की प्रॉपर्टी है तो आई कैन ब्रेक दिस टेबल और आई कैन यूज द थिंग्स. दिस इज पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टीज बॉटल. आई कैन break it. No, you cannot do that. It is not your personal property. It's firm's property. Number two, whatever is the firm's property, please use it. Suppose we are into selling of these bottles. Okay? Now these bottles are to be sold in the market as a business. I cannot mute yourself, Janvi. I cannot take this bottle home. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta.
So,
okay, yes, Shri Krishna, you still want to ask something?
No, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay, then section 9, एक doubt उसका था पतला पार्टी का. Now please tell me what was your doubt, beta, section 9 में. Yes, somebody was having a doubt in section 9. The partners should carry on the business for the greatest common advantage. Clear cut लिखा हुआ है कि आपके फायदे के लिए आपने business करना है. And you have to give full information whatever is affecting the firm. At most good faith, trust and faith के ऊपर आपने partnership करना. Okay? But where some of the accounts are kept by one of them, it would be proper reason to explain and give full information. Now, sometimes what happens is A, B, C are the partners. Mr. A is very good in his accounts and all. So B and C said, okay, A, you only maintain all the accounts. Let's all the revenue, sale and purchases in the hands of one person. Don't you think it's A's responsibility to share the accounts with B and C also? Law says under section 9, it is your duty. You're bound to share all the information with the firm. Is that clear, children? So within the time period, we have completed whatever we have decided to complete. Riddhi had a doubt, which she has written. Riddhi, you want to ask something? I hope your doubts are clear now. Yes, all your answers are correct. I have read them. Okay, Pari, I hope you have understood. Anyone having any doubts? Yes, Nikhil.
डाउट मैम, जैसे मैम हमारी कोई क्लास अगर पीछे छूट गई है बाय चांस, मैम उसका जो सिलेबस मैम वो इसके साथ साथ हम पूरा करें कि जो आप क्लास ले रहे हो लाइव उसके बाद हम उसको पूरा करें बाद में.
Very good question, Nikhil, and I really feel happy to know that the students are really studying and they are keen to know about their study plans. So, Nikhil, my request, should I tell you in English only or Hindi you want me to speak?
Your choice.
Okay, good. So that I want others also to understand. So each one of you should do this thing, that whatever we have done in the class, not just in law, in accounts, maths, whatever you're studying, make a habit to revise that in the same day, whatever you have done with the teachers. For the backlogs, you should have a separate day in which you are not having much of the heavy classes. You should complete your pending tasks. So it's advisable, जो आपको दिन में उस दिन पढ़ाया जा रहा है वो साथ के साथ ही आप कर ले, फिर आपको कभी भूलता नहीं है बेटा. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome. And thank you so much, students. I can't see any of the doubts now. Sandeep still wants to ask something. Yes, Sandeep.
मैम आई हैव लिटिल क्वेरी मैम. जब मैम क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखते हैं केस लॉ बेस, तो मैम कंक्लूजन फैक्ट ऑफ द केस तो लिख ही लेते हैं सब, लेकिन मैम प्रोविजन लिखने में दिक्कत होता है. तो मैम कुछ टिप्स हो जो मैम जो आसानी से याद हो जाए.
याद करना पड़ेगा, लर्न करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है,
मैम याद तो करते हैं मतलब
लास्ट डे पे एक बार ही दोबारा इसके बारे में बात करनी है. ठीक है?
ओके मैम.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Beta. Thank you so much, students.
Have a great day.
I hope you have enjoyed today's class and you've learned it. Please go through the things that we have done. I know it's a weekend coming up, but you have a class tomorrow also. And you have a class with me on Sunday now. So all the best. See you all on Sunday and we will be completing this chapter. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.